so we can I can have more time to raise the money on our own, for as organizers. The other option is to cancel outright, and we cancel. I mean, all of those deposits are, you know, the third party vendors, all the vendors are going to keep those deposits. So
Guys, we're listening to T
pretty
Money
much it's devastating
in
for
the
us
Twitter Spaces.
and financially.
We're trying to save pulsecon.
Yeah, we pretty much couldn't return everything 100% of all the ticket sales, because a lot of those monies were allocated to do deposits.
Go ahead, Don.
Hey guys, I just kind of want to chime in here real quick. T Money, what's up, man? Haven't really, I don't know you much or anything like that. I'm just Trevor, friend of Richard's, whatever, dude here. So, with all due respect, I've been in the entertainment industry for about since I can remember. Honestly, signed to Warner Brothers Records when I was. My parents had to sign the contract, to tell you how young I was, and I've been in the event industry for a long time. And I can tell you right now, the main focus here needs to be resolution. Okay. The truth of the matter is Freddie's right. Okay. And it's hard to receive that, but you need to receive it. Freddie is right. Okay. There's no if, no ands, no buts. So you mentioned talking about, you've got documentation and all that kind of stuff. I would love to see it through my connections, man. This could have been, I've got booking agents that would do this shit for 5% and for half of this cost. I can't comprehend why we're spending over $250,000 on an event for something that isn't even launched yet, and I think it's very important. It's amazing. But we have to start small. Richard said it is a wise decision to spend all this money. It is not what you buy the dip, man. Start small. When Maddie started this stuff, when Maddie started, he was, when Coinbase started, they had a little pop-up tent, a little bitty pop-up tent. And the guy made it the day of the thing. We got to start small here. It's what happens, man, when you start putting your hands in people's pockets. It's not, and if you're not an event coordinator, a professional event coordinator, okay, then you're not getting any of my money. So the community focus right now needs to be salvaging this event and possibly downgrading of some sort. I don't know because the golf thing is already on. I'm sponsoring that through my company. There's a lot of great things going on, and I would love to see this salvaged. But in order to salvage it, man, just to be quite frank, there's a lot of people on this call would love to see some pride lowered and listen to these people, because there's real fucking money involved. And I'm not mad. Yes, I don't have a
Trevor, I think you might be wrecked now.
So I'm willing to make some booking agencies in Nashville, whatever I need to do. I mean, to help out. So I just want to say that the best advice I can give right now, man, is just listen and try and be a team player, man. So, but I heard my connections dog shit. So I'm going to, I'm going to hop out. I'm going to mute myself, but that's really all I got to say. If I chime in, let me know if you got something you want me to say, if you want my opinion. But I wish you guys the best, man. I just want to see this thing, salvaged. It's a solid community. There's real money involved. And I want to see this salvaged. So message me however I can. If you want me to get you connected with people in Nashville that can salvage this, I can do it. So thanks.
More than happy for solutions right now. We do want to salvage this. Like I said, we knew going into this when we signed the contracts back in January, and then we went online with our tickets in February. We were still in a pretty good market. we didn't foresee a bear market right away. I'm not blaming or anything. I'm just letting you know.
Dude, Richard
facts,
Hart
right?
called the top on the
everybody's
day,
hurting.
and you like him.
We understand. And it's affecting our everything. So I hope everybody sees that we want to salvage this. That's why I'm putting it out. I put out the message to the community, because we can't do this alone. You know,
and brother, you're right. You're totally right. But you're gonna have to, like, earlier, that wasn't the tone, man. And I gotta say, dude, in order for this thing to be salvaged, you're really gonna have to lean on the community right now. So, you know, there's a lot of good businessmen here that want to help you out and want to see these people enjoy an amazing event, and that needs to be the fucking focus right now.
Okay, I agree. Thank you.
Can we downsize or get rid of the nightclub?
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, the deposit's going to be
Sorry about that, guys. My computer froze up for some reason. Just give me 1 second.
yeah.
Yeah, Trevor, I think you misunderstood.
But yeah, the whole tag for the Zouk nightclub was 170,000. So, you know, yes, we would be saving a little bit, but like no matter what, it's the 350.
What the fuck?
Because that's for the venue.
Why so much money?
Venue, the cost of the rooms, the cost of that's the hotel, right?
So even with cutting the Zouk, that still doesn't take away from the 350.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is extreme. I mean, this is outrageously expensive for something like this. So if I can help, man, no hate. But I've got connections that can help with this. So I just, you know, I'm chiming in because there's people that I love in this space, and I want to see them enjoy an event. So if I need to exhaust some connections, man, and salvage this thing, there's agencies that I can call to make this thing happen for far, far cheaper, man. I would much rather meet up with all of you at the Starbucks and just talk to you. You know, it doesn't have to be outlandish. So.
Okay. I didn't know about you, Trevor. So I would love to have solutions.
And I have a bunch of questions. So I feel like we should run through the questions before I mute the room and I ask questions, because like I'm buzzing in my head. I'm like, all the money that we've heard, the stories that we've heard, and yet it's Hexican's fault that it's not working out. I'm a bit confused.
That angle.
Can we continue? Because I've heard stories about why isn't Hexicans being part of the helping. When people asked to help, they were charged. They were saying, "Oh, well, you could come and help and pay us $100 grand." Then there was a couple of other things that I didn't hear about, Ghost Chain, and I'm like Freddie. I was about to mute the room before Freddie, but thank God he did, because it would have been much vulgar than if I would have done it.
I think you guys misunderstood what I was saying. I was stating the purpose of why we felt PulseCon had to go on, right? Before going mainnet. So what we're trying to say is that the reason for PulseCon is for other people that don't know about Pulse Chain to come to an event to educate them about it, and of course with the support of the community to help us educate other people. That's what I think that's where I think the disconnect is. I'm not blaming the community. I'm just saying there was definitely drama going on in the community, not only with us, but even internally. and I'm more than happy to talk about that openly if you guys want. And that's what Freddie was mentioning about supposedly some beef between me and Maddie. But you know, I
never said anything about beef. I said he didn't want you to or Hexkins to have to pay that bill for his conference. So he said, nope, I'm not going with Resort World and we're going with Excalibur. I never said there was beef. I just said he just chose not to work with you.
Well, was the event supposed to be profitable?
yeah, I mean, it's as with Funding Jim was saying, we were thinking of having a 10% profit for our market.
Thinking and planning, because right, your business, you said that there's a budget of $1 million. Mm-hmm. I don't think that you were thinking that you were gonna make money. You were planning on making money. Like, I've been in business since 16 years old, so you can't tell me you were trying, and if you could, you would. You either were planning to make a profit or you weren't.
Yeah, it's a 10% profit, of course, as it with investors.
So if you were planning to make a profit, why are you telling us that we need to salvage it?
I'm looking for solutions.
And then you're saying that it's made for adoption. The whole point was for adoption. So if the whole point was for adoption, why didn't we spend our money? That's to me, it's which is confusing. It's like you want to make a profit, but you want adoption, but yet I don't see any reason why you wanted adoption. You didn't. There was how many Hexicans have you approached? First of all, pulsecons don't exist, so I don't know how the community is supposed to help you. Hexicans are Hexicans; they help Hex, right? Pulsecons we're CVs, we're investors in it. We still haven't received our fruits. I don't understand your point of view, Team Money, because on my end, it didn't work out. Now I think you need to be a bit more transparent to the people, because there are people in here that wanted to help you. You were going to charge them. There are people that did help you that are not for the community, that are not, in my opinion, Hexicans. So, and then you said there was a ghost chain when we're forking the most popular chain, and that there's already an initial 300,000 people or wallets that want to help you, apparently, or that we should help you. So to me, it's just like, I really don't know your point of view or what's your angle, because, yeah, I don't get it. Because it was supposed to be profitable, but it isn't. And then now you're supposed to do for adoption, and I'm a bit confused.
Hey, Team Money. I'm just gonna cut straight to the point, because a lot of people here just talking about the past, and we can't do a goddamn thing about what happened in the past. So if you don't mind me, you're saying you're being transparent. So at the moment, if you cancel the event, you have 80,000 to lose. Is that correct?
I have 500 and almost $600,000 that I lose if I cancel this.
And what portion of that is related to the venue?
All of it.
So you made a $500,000 plus in deposit to the venue. That's not including vendors or anything else?
No. I think no. So no. So there's a bunch of so you have the venue itself. You have Viper.
Audio. It's not working. Audio's not working. You're muted, but audio on the thing is not working either.
500 grand, guys. 500 grand. That's what he loses off of what he's already put in. This dude is fucking rugging everyone, brother.
We only raised 40% of those funds right? So now we're up to 600,000 that we have to from sponsorship money and from ticket sales. So the ticket sales did not come in as we thought. There's been 305 tickets sold. On an average, it's about $1,000. So that's $300,000 that was raised there. And then you have the sponsorship dollars as well. So altogether right now we have, in other words, we've raised through investments, through sponsorship dollars, and from ticket sales, $700,000. So we're in the last 2 weeks, and the only way I can raise money is people buying their ticket, and we're 2 weeks out, In these past 3 weeks, we've only had eight tickets sold, which was like Money in the
How many
Bank, but
tickets
extra
need to be
good.
sold? How many tickets need to be sold right now to make this good?
So if you average about $1,000 a ticket, if you average it, right, the lowest tier is 625.
Let's go worst case scenario.
Let's stop there. Let's stop
That's
there.
the
Let's
most
stop there. That's
expensive
not
ticket
happening.
in
At this
history.
point, with everything's going on, no one in their right mind will be paying $1,000. So let's backtrack.
Yeah.
Aside from the 350,000 that you need to raise,
Yeah.
do you require more money to ensure that the event is a success, or at least run smooth?
Yeah, that's it. That's where we're short. We're short 350,000.
So vendors are covered. Everyone who's supposed to show up, audio, video equipment, all that stuff is covered.
Yeah, that's correct.
The 350 will also make sure that anyone who purchased one of the VIP, I forgot what the
VIP,
what it's called, they will ensure they have their rooms.
That is correct.
Okay, so this is what I'm proposing, and you guys can feel free to adjust as possible. We're looking for solutions. Let's stop talking about what happened in the past, because time is money right now. So my solution would be is, because, just you lost credibility. It is what it is. So someone else needs to step up to the plate to receive those funds and ensure they get properly spent. A full accounting and transparency needs to be done with whoever is going to be in charge of those funds to ensure that everything is squared away. Because I do agree that from a face value perspective, we should try to salvage this event. But if this event is unsalvageable, let's stop wasting time trying to salvage this event and figure out an alternative and pivot.
Sure, I agree, and I'm okay with that. Like if there's a third party that need to step in that you guys trust, you guys want to pick, I'm more than happy to do that.
Does that balance payment, Tony, the 350,000, include the balance for the Zouk nightclub?
That is correct.
So if you remove that, then how much are we talking? We can reduce it.
So I need to talk to because when we did the contract, it's like everything
Word on
together.
the street, it's 200K. Is that what it is? 200K?
It's 350 because we have
no. Just the Zouk nightclub. Is it 200K the balance? Like less your deposit?
The deposit was 80,000, but the whole cost of
right.
it.
So is there
170,000?
So it's 170 or 200. So there's 100 odd thousand outstanding. So if you take that off, we're down to 250. Correct.
Correct. But
right.
I don't think that's how it works with the contract. For the whole thing.
Well, you lose the 80,
I can post and you guys can read the contract how it is at this point.
How is the contract? You signed the contract, bro.
What? Go ahead.
But if you lose the 80, and you don't have to pay another 100 for something that people may or may not go to, we reduce the overall total back down to like 240 or 250. Correct?
I believe so. However, I
gotta look at the contract. So basic maths. Wouldn't it be in the best interest to find out the lowest possible entry to get this to work? So if that means killing off the Zouk nightclub and dropping that 80 grand deposit and not paying another 100 odd to save that. So you say instead of 350, we're now down to 250. Like let's go for minimum viable product to make PulseCon. Who gives a shit
guys,
about?
Are you actually thinking that you're going to get any money from anybody anymore? You guys are crazy. Nobody's going to give you any money. Like, bro,
Hexo,
you're going to have to
paying.
like.
Aren't you paying Hexo?
I ain't paying shit, bro. I ain't paying nothing. You guys are crazy.
Yeah,
dude,
that's Hexo. That's Hexo.
$200,000. Like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. You burnt your bridge. Like, it's not happening. You're going to have to cancel. Take everybody's money. Like, we all kind of knew it was going to happen. And, like, the only salvageable thing is going to be the other things that are not PulseCon at this point. This is why we do not have conventions to circle jerk each other. And we just all freaking meet up at a place and you pay for a ticket like going to Disney World, like what we did back in 2020. Like, you guys are crazy that you're spending. And by the way, Team Money, you told me that you spent $1.2 million of your own money to put this thing on. And now you're asking people for money. So it's like, dude, what the hell is going on? This is what you told me that you put money into it. And I'm not saying you didn't, but you didn't put in 1.2 million bucks.
So in that statement, there was other events that we did as well. That's not included in that statement. So when I said yes, that's why I keep on saying there's the Las Vegas meetup. We put our money into it. We did the part of the 555 tour. We put our own money into that. And now even the Hex conference, we put our own money into that. We now in the PulseCon, yeah. So if you take all of those events, we've put $1.2 million of our
Bro,
own money.
I'm sorry to tell you, but nobody's going to trust you with their money anymore. So it's like, we get it. You probably stole all of our money. You took Nardo's money and barely, we already knew that it was like.
That's why the solution of having a
guys,
in the middle.
We can talk about the past all we want. Let's focus on solutions. We're either rugging this fucking event or we're saving it. Let's focus on solutions, please.
Move forward. Yes. Bush. Yes.
I agree with Hexo. I don't think anyone's going to want to contribute money.
No, nobody's going to give any money to.
Don has been trying to talk for such a long time. Can we please let him talk?
I appreciate that, Kaylin. I appreciate you hosting this space. And, in a weird way, Tony, I appreciate you facing the fire. We have had dealings with Tony in private, and you 100% flat out lied to us on multiple occasions, and we have that shit in writing. Now, listen, I agree with Hexo. I agree with Freddie Quotes. I agree with Famous. You're done, bro. You're done. Your name is mud. You're a slimy, greasy snake oil salesman that you need to watch yourself. Me personally, I'm not going to do anything, but you need to watch yourself, bro, because you lost, you flat out stole money from us, and we have all that shit that we can prove that. So fuck off, you fat, greasy motherfucker. I'll drop down now.
Fucking child.
Hey, come on now.
Grow up.
I don't know what.
Yeah, that's
again. We can debrief. Let me just jump in real quick because I don't want this room to get disrespectful. I know people have reasons to because they felt like they were lied and cheated to. But at this moment, we're either killing the event or we're saving it. So please, let's focus on what we're doing because time is money. From my understanding, 350,000 large is due by Monday. So either we're as a community, we're going to come together to raise these funds and save this event, or we're not. Then let's come to the decision now and then pivot to whatever else we're going to do. Because there's still awesome events going on in Vegas. There's still a lot of people going to Vegas. So at the end of the day, we're going to turn this into something positive. And right now, the focus should be, are we rugging it or are we saving it?
And that's what you should do. This PulseCon is done, dude, but all of the rest of it should be going on. It's great that we're doing it. We should just call this PulseCon. Just everything else that's going on. Just call that PulseCon instead of collecting $200,000 or $300,000 in the bear market.
No, I hear what you're saying, Hexo. But here's the issue. As a community, if we cancel this event, there are people who are going to be affected. And if we want to do the right thing as a community, there's people, not me, I'm not in the position, but I'll put whatever I can. But there's people who are going to lose money and not have hotel rooms to stay in. So we still need to figure that part out as a community. If we still want the other events to not have any shade because of what happened here. So we can turn a negative into a positive.
RG.
Hey, I just have a... Oh, I'm sorry. I'll step down.
All right. Thanks, guys. Wow. We're in a pretty shitty situation here. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't want to rehash the past either, but me and Hexo talked about this extensively when we first talked about having these events. And we said, man, these things just need to be meetups. And Maddie turned the first one into more of a convention, brought T-Money in, and that's when things started changing. And they were just us going to Vegas and everybody meeting up, getting their own hotel room, spend the weekend together and have a good time. And of course, people wanted to make it bigger. Okay, so let's make it bigger. But I was the first person to say that much planning needed to be made. And I found that it was too hard to work with everybody to make the planning proper. So I said, we need to nix this thing. And Hexo and I both agreed that meetups were the way to do it. Because there's just too much
forward.
involved.
What the fuck, RG?
Involved.
Just move forward.
And now
Nobody
here we
gives a
are
shit.
looking at the damage of that. So
people care, Sam. They care. There's a lot of people that care. There's a lot
of shit about this. Let's get to a solution.
I
T-Money,
know, I know,
although,
but they're trying to
a
save
lot
their
of the things that have
reputation because
happened
they
are
showed the
questionable.
shit.
I don't have proof of anything
too
myself,
late.
but we don't need to be, talking shit to people and talking violence or
Grown
even
men, you can't make it up.
instigating violence.
You can't.
That's
You
fucking
just let it
ridiculous
roll. Just let it
for
roll.
any of us to be talking like that about any human being. So we need to get that shit off the plates right now, because anybody who even says shit like that's got to realize that there are motherfuckers out here that will do stupid shit because you fucking fire them up. So knock that shit off right now. And now I think this thing needs to be canceled. I'm sorry to the people who got involved and are going to get hurt from it, but too much money needs to be raised in too short of a time. And this community is already taxed to the gills, spending money on shit in a bear market. It's just the way it is. And I'm sorry, but I think you have to nix it. I'm with Hexo. I think it needs to be salvaged by whoever's going to go out there, try and get yourself a hotel room and go have fun with the Hexicans that are going to be there. I will be there in support of everybody, and do what I can. But you're just not going to get the money. It's not going to happen. So that's my 2 bits. Thanks for letting me have a say so.
Proof of Beard, you've been here for a while. Would you like to speak so we can bring other speakers up as well?
Hello. I was just about to hop off because I figured I don't really have anything more to say. Everyone kind of already said everything. So I'm just happy I didn't book a flight to Vegas. But I think everyone's still going to have a good time. So I'm going to hop off, and good luck, everybody.
Can we let Toshi up, please?
I will try, but it's maxed out right now. Thoughts, Child, next?
Thanks, guys. I know that behind your mics, your closed mics right now, you're all going to join me in a really rousing round of applause for Kaylin. She is pure royalty. She's conducted herself with grace under this withering fire here this morning. And Kay, you're the best of us, babe. What can I say? And I'd also like to thank RG3, who has the respect, okay, of all of us, that he would stand up the way that he just did and murk that type of speaking. I don't have the authority to say whether or not somebody's anger is justified, but I will point out to you all who know me that it will be a cold day in hell when Thothchild is the voice of calm reason. Guys, we're Hexicans, man. We can do anything, whatever our senior brothers and sisters determine. I support that. Having been said, this was a dream come true for me, guys. I'm heartbroken. I'm losing my speaking spot. I'm losing my hotel room. I'm beyond. So I'm going to step down. Let's let these people who have been here before day 400 take my spot, please. And thanks again, everybody, for hearing me. And Tony, keep your head up, man. Jesus Christ.
Hey, real quick, Kaylin. Hey, thoughts. I'm going to message you real quick because I'll speak with Kay, but I think there might be a room at the penthouse if you can still get to Vegas that you can have a place to stay. But let me talk to Kay about that first, and then we'll give you a call. I would love to make that happen.
Can we get X-Ray Vision up next? Speak.
Yeah, and if there's people up here that are in speakers that aren't planning to speak,
if you're not ready to speak, then
we need you to move down so we can bring others up, please.
X-Ray, if you're ready, then go ahead. If not, Funding Jim, you can talk.
Yeah, you take my mic too. Hand it off.
Yeah, I'll step down right after this comment. So basically, your network is your net worth. That happens in business. It happens in your family. Your reputation matters and things like that. And if we are going to salvage this, I'm not saying salvage as in add funds to the fire. I don't really support that. I agree with Hexo. Whether it's 200,000, 20,000, doesn't really matter. I think that the pivot can be some of the relationships with vendors. So as far as myself, maybe others that have a leadership position inside of Hex or is willing to, fund themselves to go to Las Vegas, I would like to meet with these particular vendors that have had contract interactions with T-Money. And some of these things some of it can be social capital that comes back to the community. Some of it can potentially be discounts on future venue bookings, things like that. There are things that can be salvaged in and above this money. Another comment is, if you're going to operate this as a brand, you're going to operate this as a business, you're going to step up and be some kind of promotions or a producer or something along those lines, you're taking the lumps of the risk if it doesn't work out, just like you're taking the profit if it does. Profit, social capital wise, finance wise. And so, if it is to say put more money into a common pot with T-Money, I do not vote for that. I don't vote for it in dollar. I don't vote for it in crypto. I don't think the address should be published. I don't support that at all. What I do support is, our network and our community has incredible strength and outreach and network available to us. And we can benefit from this as a venue. All of these contract sites, all of these hosts or vendors, those relationships should be conveyed to people that can make something of it in the future, whether it's Freddie, whether it's RG3, whether it's myself, or whether it's Motley. Some of these relations that unfortunately I think that T-Money should bear the cost of and the loss of to the majority. We can make others whole to a degree through, potentially the performance of Pulse Chain or PulseX over time. I'm willing to step up to help people that actually have loss out of the community that meant that they were going to come to the event. So that's really my point is some of these things, don't burn all the bridges with the vendors, don't burn all the bridges with, the sponsors for the programs. They were going to have their own airdrops and their own mechanisms of value add on Pulse Chain and PulseX. So I think that we can salvage a lot of these relationships. And really, at the end of the day, that's what this value of the community is.
Real quick, before anyone jumps on, T-Money, do you know out of the 300 plus tickets that were sold, how many of those are tied to hotel rooms?
There's only about 120.
Okay, so whatever happens at the end of this discussion, if the plans are to cancel the event and try to make some of these people whole the way that Funding Gym has proposed to do, we need to figure out what that dollar amount is so we can get active, because I'm sure Funding Gym is not the only one who's willing to help some people out and make sure they have a hotel room.
Absolutely. This is why I have a call to action. I want solutions. If it's Funding Gym or Hexo or RG3 coming down to Vegas, help me out. I'll put out full disclosure of all the contracts, all the vendors, all the sponsors. I'm here to help. I'm not going anywhere. All right. So yes, I'm just letting you guys know this is how far we could go with our resources, with our network, with our this is how far it could go, and then now we need help. So we would like for this to be salvaged. If it's a third party that the monies go and that third party delivers the funds directly to the venues and the vendors, I'm willing to do that. Totally willing to do that.
To be clear, I'm not supporting more fundraise, and to be clear, I'm not supporting financially restoring people dollar amounts. I am saying that it would be a no fair market value airdrop of PLS and PLSX as far as my commitment to the community that might have a financial loss.
KG?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna hop on it and agree with RG3 that violence isn't the answer. I get there are a lot of emotions flying around, and they are justified. There was a lot of maybe information that wasn't communicated accurately. Some might call those lies. There was also maybe some deceptive marketing. So emotions are justified in being hot, but we do need to remain unified in what we're going to do, because this is an event that represents us as a community. And so I do agree with that there. Tony, my big question for you in terms of funds is, you just said that there was $600,000 that you were out of pocket, and that is a huge financial investment. So to a degree, thank you for making that up front and investing such an amount of economic energy into making this happen. But then he followed up by saying there was about $700,000 raised. So that's $100,000 profit in your pocket, and the community is the one that suffers. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. So for the numbers, it's 400,000 of our own money that was raised. There was, let me see here. And then there was the sponsorships that was raised, and that was about $250,000 just in sponsorships. And then, so that's 600 right there, 650. And then there was the ticket sales. And like I said, there's only 305 tickets sold. So that's where I'm like, we're here now, and I'm saying
$950,000.
The total amount that was put, that came in dollar amounts was about 700,000. So,
even in that reality, you're still in the profit. So if you spent 400, and you got,
we're not in the
if
profit.
you spent 400 and then you got 305,000 from ticket sales and 250,000 from sponsors, that's 555,000. Awesome number. But that minus 400, that's 155,000. Where is that profit?
Well, that's T Money's KG.
You're
10%, baby.
You're not understanding. All this money went to secure vendors, to secure the deposits. It's all in that, right? So the whole budget was over $1 million and change. That's the budget. That's what needed to be raised with investment money, sponsorships, and ticket sales. So where we're missing is the ticket sales.
Didn't Mitchell put $500,000 though?
I said 400,000 in investor money. Now they asked me what are
400 plus 300,
like if
700
I cancel
plus
this, how much money
250
would I be
9,
out of?
950.
Dude, Sam,
Yeah,
imagine not being able to
upwards
make
around
this
$500,000
work for 1.5. If
on
someone's like,
top.
Sam, here's
So I
$1.5
would
million
have to, if I cancel, if we
make a
cancel
fucking
this,
party.
I lose.
You could do it for 200 grand.
Another
You know that.
$500,000.
You know that. 200
all those vendors,
grand.
They're gonna keep
You could
their
buy
deposits,
the dip, dude. You'd be.
and then
You could buy a country.
Cancellation fees.
So Mincho was included with your payment? Because I don't understand. You said $250 for
Dude, the math does not make sense. What you're saying does not
Math
make
does
sense.
not make
You're
sense.
spewing numbers.
Hey guys, can I jump in for 1 second?
Not right.
Like
Hey,
Alex came in and said, Alex
I mean,
came in
I
and
can
said that they
look.
put about 70
I
grand
can
just them. So I don't understand. It's a bit weird.
400 for him, 300 from ticket sales,
400,000
250 from vendors.
I
That's
can post.
950.
Let me post this. Let me post the whole thing online. How about that? And you guys can go from there. I'm going to post all of the
He's
numbers.
like, yeah, my
what
heart's
was
about to
paid,
give out. Let me
what came from
this.
investors, everything. I'll post all the numbers, and you guys can go through it. All right.
X-ray wife.
Hey, thanks.
Give me
for
about
letting me
an
talk
hour
for
to
1
do
second.
that.
All right. So we've been friends with Tony for a little over 1.5 years. We met him, me and my husband. We are unfortunately no longer friends anymore. He's burnt us way too many times, and we have caught him in way too many lies. My thought is we had to borrow $10,000 for Tony to invest in Pulse Chain. So how does he have all this money to invest in pulsecon, and how was he out all this money if he had to borrow $10,000 for us for Pulse Chain? Plus, he has a team of over 12 people that we know of and aware of that he's been paying, and an office space down in Las Vegas that he rents out and pays. Plus, he's retired and his wife's retired. So I'm having a really hard time, Tony, with you saying that you're out over $500,000 when you had to borrow $10,000. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Are you kidding me, dude?
So those
Don't tell your girl
$10,000 you
shit.
take
That's
back,
why they tell you don't tell your
and
girl.
it was not a loan. I mean, it
Just
was
kidding,
a
no.
loan for to onboard another person because we needed it in USDC. It was just and it was for 3 days. So in other words, I asked a person if they could, because I didn't have it in crypto because we wanted to onboard someone, and I just said, hey,
It wasn't for 3 days, Tony. I mean, you did pay us back, but it was 2 weeks. And your wife even told me she had to cash out money from her 401k to pay us back, which you lied to us about.
I think there's a misunderstanding there. We're on the phone, and my wife was with you, and she cleared that up. So I don't know.
No, she told me in person, and then when you got on the phone, you guys changed your story and lied about it multiple times.
Toshi wants to speak about a solution. I hear you, Hexway Rive, but we're just gonna try and keep it to moving forward. And I feel you. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep
Toshi's had
moving
his
forward.
hand up.
Bush, keep
No,
it
thank
moving
you.
forward.
Anybody that
for a
gives
long
money
time.
or
I wanna do
trusts
something.
him is just stupid.
I'm about to request a
Okay,
mic
thanks.
again because it's ridiculous.
Toshi's had his hand up
That
for a
was
while,
juicy
so
though with the
can
wipe
we-
shit.
Can Toshi speak? He's had
Just
his
for
hand up quite a
entertainment
while as
value.
well.
Yeah. So thanks, man. So guys, look, it is what it is at this point. Tony, I know
Another
you're
safe
dealing
person.
with a lot. I don't know too much about you.
Bullish, can you pull up that
RG3, I was
whole
in here
thing by any
earlier.
chance? So you
You
can
weren't
see the
in here, I
people.
don't think, at the time. Look, I mean, he's right. This should just be like a meetup type of situation, not a convention. We're not here. Power City's not here to FUD anybody. I saw a video from Joker that did that and said we were FUDding. We're not here to FUD.
Joker's a
We're just
pussy
here to help the
bitch.
community. So at this point, I just want to say one thing. The fashion show had moved over to the Power City party. We are still doing our event. We have an entire club. It's a big club that we can just use. So we're going to airdrop the venue to everybody that, is at PulseCon. We're not looking to charge people to come in there and set up a table or do whatever they want to do. We're just going to give it to you guys. If we just, if we come together and it doesn't get raised or whatever doesn't happen, there's a lot of people that are still committed to going to Vegas. I know community members are still going regardless. So I just want everybody to know that if you had a booth there at PulseCon and it doesn't work out, get in contact with us. We'll get a table set up in Fremont Country Club.
Is there a way to
Put as
show
many
who
people in
is
there.
speaking?
Look at it as a free meetup. We're not going to charge anybody. To
You
come
just
in
got to
and
look
set
at the
up
little
tables.
speaker
We're just
thing
trying to
below their
pull the
name.
community together.
Where?
Second one under, you can
Crystal
see the little.
Methods playing in the backstage bar and billiards. DJ Lethal's going to be playing. Freddie Quotes, Black Crypto, Corian and Investor, Boxable will be there. It's going to be a fun party, but we have a whole other club that's even bigger than backstage bar and billiards that we can use. And look, I just look at it as a free airdrop to whoever is going to be setting up at PulseCon. Just get at us, and I talked to the venue. We can open it up and utilize it, guys. Let's just look at it as a free meetup. If you
Thanks,
guys want to do that.
Dixon, you've had a question for a while.
He pretty much just went over it all. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that there is not going to be any money to give back to anybody that bought a ticket or sponsored the event. I mean, to even think about giving this guy another $1 is just asinine to me. That I think I agree 100% with Hexo and RG3 and all these guys that you have to cancel it. There's literally no other choice but cancel this. And what Tochi was just saying, like, if anything, like I'd throw a couple $1,000 or whoever is responsible with money. Like if somebody goes spend 15 grand to rent a bar out, and all the people that were sponsors, let them sit at a table with a sign at the table. I mean, that's about the best you can make of this outcome. And the people that have $100,000 in a sponsorship like Mintra, I mean, I don't know if they can have any legal action. I don't know, but that's not really our problem. I mean, that's kind of the risk of all this stuff. But to even think there should be a conference still or donate is kind of crazy to me.
Hey, real quick on that, if I can jump in real quick, Kay. Now that you bring that up, man, legit, Kay has spent so much time organizing an entire week of things that are going on. The golf event is still going on. That's going to be a blast. Parties every night, pool parties during the day. So if you're not, obviously there probably doesn't look like there's going to be PulseCon. There is literally something going on every minute of every day from Monday morning until Friday night. So there's
That's what
still a lot to do.
I think we
Thank
still
you,
call it
Kay, for
PulseCon.
taking the time and making it happen.
Still call it
Absolutely, and
PulseCon. There's
Power
something
City
every day.
too. Power City too.
Well, guys, let me just throw one more thing in. So PulseCon, right, 4 hours a day was that was going to be the venue time. We can open up Fremont Country Club whenever we want. We could go for 8 hours and have it open longer during the day. We're very flexible. So, you know, just to keep that in mind, guys, if people want to pivot and really do this, we're happy to assist the community. So just as a backup, let us know. We're happy to facilitate.
So you're saying if there's a place that all the vendors want to go to, if this doesn't happen, it can all happen right there?
Yes, and we're not going to charge anybody. Like, this is like RG3
Sounds
said,
like a solution to me.
like a community thing. Guys, we're not charging anybody. Just we can set up tables, you know, let people come there. And guess what? There's a show. So Crystal Method's performing, DJ Lethal from Limp Bizkit House of Pain's performing. Again, Freddie Quotes. We have all this shit going on. Like, let's just come together and have a place to go. And if people are strapped for cash and need a ticket, just get at me. I'll make sure you get a ticket into the event. If you're not somebody that needs a booth, wants a ticket, we can pack, you know, about 1,500 people between two venues. They're beside each other. They're connected.
Yeah, we originally had the larger venue actually booked as well, but we sort of reassessed what was happening at PulseCon and felt like the numbers weren't there, so we downsized to the smaller one. So awesome job, Toshi, pivoting and trying to get that all sorted, buddy.
Not a problem.
And just so you guys know, I'm gonna start calling on more names, but the golf tournament has over 15 projects and protocols coming out to be a part of this event. So I too can open up our clubhouse doors to, you know, accommodate some of the people that did not actually pay for sponsorship. But I do realize at this point it is just a community effort to bring people together. So if you are in town on Monday and you want to come and be a part of our event, then just let me know. Mind your biz. You're next.
Hey, I appreciate you bringing me on stage, and appreciate the mic being handed over to somebody right here who isn't an obvious mainstay in the community. This is going to be kind of my entry into it. I think what Funding Jim said before really resonates, right? Your net worth is your network, and you've probably been seeing me doing other stuff, not here with this community very much. And I was really looking forward to this being more of a personal introduction, right? I don't think there's no replacement for displacement. You got to get out, meet, greet, shake hands, talk to people. IRL has, you know, we lost it after a lot of the lockdowns. So I've been looking forward to a lot more events like this, and I've been going to a lot more events. But I just wanted to say, like, from somebody who's not a mainstay in the community, this did look like a good entry point to start getting to know the community better, and maybe even start getting a little more integrated. So I just wanted to say, like, I'm still looking forward to meeting up with anybody who's going to be in Las Vegas, and I think I still have plans to go, regardless of there being question marks around the official air quotes PulseCon designation. So just wanted to lend some voice of support. I'm still looking forward to it. Thanks for handing me the mic for a minute.
Thank you, RG.
Yeah, guys,
I'd cut
just
this
like
soon.
to make
Just
one last comment.
give him another minute.
So cooler heads will prevail here. I say cancel the event, find a way to gather, you know, at 50, 75 grand or whatever, and make the poor people that are going to lose their rooms whole, get some rooms for them or something.
An hour ago.
I don't know. That's about the best I could suggest, because we're not going to be able to raise that kind of money, but maybe we can get 50 or 75 grand to help those folks out. I'd pitch in a couple of grand just to help get those people hotel rooms or whatever. But maybe we could do something like that. That's my only suggestion. And really sorry this all happened, but I'm glad that you guys are all coming together and the community is trying to make it work. So that's my 2 bits. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add on top of that. You pretty much said the same thing I said, but just to like bring everything full circle, because I really want people to stop focusing on the past at this moment. We can debrief and attack Team Money or whoever else all we want later on. But right now, to RG's point, we only need like around 50 to 75 bucks to ensure that those 100+ people who have their tickets tied to a room, you know, are made whole, so at least they can continue to enjoy the surrounding events. The Power City team already offered up a venue. Black Hexkin already said that you can offer up the Cup House, so we can try to salvage this and come up with a new schedule and a new itinerary on how these vendors who are going to be present can still present and at least, you know, talk about the projects that they got coming on Pulse Chain, and again turn this negative into a positive. So at this point, I think everyone agrees the event is canceled, credibility is lost, no one's sending money to Team Money. So whoever wants to step up and create a wallet or be the point person to receive these funds to make sure these people have hotel rooms, and I would hope the Team Money gives the list of people so no one tries to come in and try to scam people or trying to help everyone out by saying they lost a room when
Team Money
they
needs to
didn't.
go to the venue. Team Money needs to go to the venue and say, hey, that deposit money I gave you needs to be rooms for the people who I already sold rooms to. I think that's the first thing.
If that can be done, great. If that can be done, great. You know what I mean? But if not, we need to start taking action and start figuring this stuff out.
So
I'm sorry for muting everyone, but I just want to say one thing. Positive, and this is going to be positive. I'm fucking proud of all of you, man. This is what it means to be a fucking Hexagon. It means to be fucking working together, trying to figure out a solution for those who need it the most. This is what it means to be fucking Hexagon, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just had to say it. It sounds, I know it's sad what's happening. I know it's heartbreaking, and we're trying to all get down to
All right, I'm ready.
But what's happening as
I
a
think I'm
community
ready.
is
I
fucking
love
beautiful.
everything
It's
that's
fucking
going on, but
beautiful
I
in
think
itself. So that shows you
we
that
got the gist of it. Sam, we got about 10, 15 minutes to talk. I'm going to just, guys, if you want to go over there and listen to that, I just don't, I don't even know.
I didn't have any intention of going
please
there to
just give
start
us
with.
your 2-minute take. Just get it over with. About what's going on. Guys, I knew this was a rug. I'm not going to fucking play with anyone. But I couldn't be sure, right, Sam? You can't. What am I supposed to say? If I don't know Sam and I think he's making a scam coin, I got to find out. I can't just be like, and it's hard because these guys do move on the low. You heard all those little low moves, like 400K from Mintra here, this over here. Like, I didn't know any of that stuff, but I knew $1,700 ticket, nobody's buying, millions of dollars in transactions. My brain was doing some quick math. Sam, what's your take?
So the numbers are not adding up, but the guy, I don't have no idea who the person is who's like behind this. I'm sure he was talking, but I didn't catch his name.
Dude, I'm a hardcore Hexagon. No idea who the fuck this guy is, by the way.
And I think that it could have obviously been handled substantially better. Who knows what he's actually doing if those funds were handled in an intelligent way or not, right? Shit can be expensive and there could be great intentions of that. And when people stumble, they don't like to ask for help a lot of the times because they're embarrassed and they're ashamed of the mistakes that they made. And
well, before that, Sam,
but
don't you need to like prep for that? Like, you know, if you come out with a coin and there's loose ends, your reputation's wrecked. You know that already. You know that now. You haven't came out with the coin yet. But shouldn't he know that now before he comes out with the pulsecon?
Yeah, but everybody's in a different spot.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to defend him. Like, it's clearly fucked up. You just wasted about $1 million plus of somebody else's fucking
but I'm
money.
Just thinking about like being a man. Like I can't put my I would feel so. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be calling you off the ringer. I would just be like, Sam, I have to work this out. Sam, I can't go to bed. Sam, I can't do the show tomorrow unless I come up with this because I can't sleep knowing I gave so many people the worst deal in history. That would hurt me severely. And it's not because I'm a moral saint. It's because I want to do business in the future.
and like, so people are very myopic. People are very short-sighted. So like this fellow, whoever it is, who's fucked people over, at least I'm not using the phrase "fucked people over" because that's what the story they're telling themselves. I mean, it could just be like a bunch of, several bad decisions in a row. Fuck you shit up, right? I have no idea how all this played out, but I mean, doing conferences and shit is a business in and of itself that requires a lot of skill to be able to manage those relationships and sell effing tickets. Like
Sam,
you
you would
people
rather
give you money.
recreate Uniswap than make a conference that had to be successful. Literally.
Well, I would make one that was
Lay those
successful.
two things out and be like, that shit, I can sit at my desk, and that shit's like, I gotta call 700,000 people and make expectations to every single human I know with no profit margin. You're usually wrecked. And this dude's in debt. This dude retired. This is his retirement fund, that 10%. You understand? Like that 10% was his retirement buff, and he was banking on Richard Hart. That's where the premium comes in. He was banking on another man. That was Sam banking on me when we never talked. We never said it. We never even had a deal. We never even mentioned it. So Richard said, I ain't going to that shit. First thing came out of his mouth. So this is not about the community. This is about Team Money making 10% because he's a broke pleb. And he has not broke like money wise, but just like wrecked. Like what? You had all this money and now you have no money. And like you could have bought the dip and got, oh my God, bought El Salvador. With that $1 million, dude, buy the dip with $1 million right now. If I have a gun to your head, right, you got $1 million and you got to let it go in the next month, you're probably going to make $700 million if you literally just fuck around. You could buy Solana, Terra Luna, Dogecoin, don't care, all coming back, all going to be blistering face melting gains.
The money put into crypto would give you stupid, ridiculous amount of gains. I completely agree. They're trying to move things forward. There's a lot of people who just didn't know how to control their emotions. It sounded like on the call, and I would like to acknowledge Bullish though for standing up and actually being a man. Be like, hey guys, cool. Like, take your fucking wet little panties that you can't seem to hold them up because your emotions got hurt. And let's move forwards. Like your emotional response provides all of effing zero value. Move forward onto a solution. It's done what it is. You fucking trusted somebody with money and they fucked up with their money. Okay, next, move on. It is what it is. That's all. And Bullish was doing.
You wish it wasn't 1,700, but yeah, move on. Per ticket. Sam, have you ever paid for a $1,700 ticket for anything other than transportation? If you had to be somewhere, of course, ever.
I paid for Tony Robbins. I think that was $1,200.
Yeah, but that's value packed, absolute life changing shit.
Yeah, that was the most expensive.
The shit that you buy and it makes your life better. We're talking about going to have a good drink with your buddies and have a vacay. Man, those kids are running around. Man, Bullish has been really on the horns. Man, I can't wait to crack a brew and just relax. Oh, wait, I need $1,700, $1,000. And then, oh, wait, I'm going to rug the whole thing because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And I was hoping to God Richard Hart made enough hype for this thing to work.
Nice job, Bullish, on pointing.
Thank you, Bullish.
Yeah, thank you for that. Like,
such an adult.
Well, you gotta be sometimes because like even in a room full of adults, people let their
child, they're acting like children, bro.
It's like, come on, bro. We're like all grown up people here. Let's act like adults and have a conversation and come up to like a solution. But like, literally, like I've touched on this before. Like, I have experience throwing conferences and expos. I knew there was an issue 3 months ago, and 3 months ago, I told the team, you might want to postpone this till next year before it becomes a real problem. And no one listened to me. Literally 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Again, I told them, postpone it. It's in your best interest. No one listened to me. So now I don't want to hear about what happened in the past. What are we doing right now? There's 100 plus people who are going to be flying into Vegas with no hotel room. What are we doing about them as a community? Like, yeah.
Hey, that's not too many. Hey, that's not too many.
It's not. Dude, we did the math. 50 to 75,000. One whale can cover that.
One whale. I know a lot of, and I'm saying there's a lot of weird guys in this community that aren't super social on the socials, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they really respect everything that goes on here. And if you're nice at person and you give people great value, they will send you money. Sam, I had $1,000 in super chats yesterday before the Richard Hart retweet stream started because I was pouring my fucking heart out. I really
honest and transparent.
Honest and transparent. God, I had an emotional moment. And this was not planned. No, so the stream actually popped up 15 more minutes. And they were like, you know how sometimes it pens longer. So I said, well, let me just talk for a bit. And I just was like, I want to just blah, blah, blah. And like, I was like, oh my God, I was just telling everyone transparently. And you just learn. I'm starting to learn, like, the more I can be transparent, the more value that I can get through. And it is truly valuable because the numbers show it. I was watching their stream and like, again.
And to add some context to that, and like, we'll talk about it because we're honest here. Like Sam and I know, like in the morning yesterday, Jim Rat was a little flustered before we started the show. Was a little flustered, right?
Like, a lot of things going on.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. And when he started pouring out his heart, yeah, like normally I will come in and tell him like, yo, shut the fuck up. But I was like, no, let him pour his heart out. He's being honest. He's being transparent.
I get bound up sometimes.
Yeah, and the universe rewarded you. And it's not about monetary stuff, but like the universe rewarded you. You know what I mean?
Right, because it's always really valuable. And people were seriously starting to lose money. People are seriously, I've never seen this in my life anywhere, any industry. I've seen people get scammed a little bit here and there. But my God, I've never seen so many guys with under $10,000 walking down the plank in my life. I've never seen anything like it. It's like they find all the guys that have under a certain amount of money, so they're still like emotionally vulnerable if they don't have a lot of experience. And then they get them to buy Dogecoin and tickets.
That's literally how the earth has evolved.
Yeah, I know, but I just started to realize that. And it's hard for me because you just don't know what you don't know as a younger guy sometimes. You've seen this shit. Oh, come on. I mean, this shit's just like breathing to you, watching other. And to me, it's just not, because I was a little isolated. I was in a business. I did great customer service. My customer service in my business was the best of anyone ever. I would go to your house in the middle of the night just so I could sleep. You know what I mean? So and then when you go into there's a lot of like hiding and there's a lot of like non-transparency. And to you, it's almost funny to a degree because it's so elementary. It's just like living 101 now that I'm starting to realize it. It's just, this is the sector I decided to stare at all day long. What do you think about that whole narrative? Like, we're early here in crypto. People don't know about the scams yet, the guys that are new. And you know about all this shit. You maybe not the specifics, but come on, it's the same shit, different day. What do you think about this? Is this just normal as fuck? Like somewhat?
When you have something that's new, like crypto, right? Because it's new. There's only a tiny percentage of people who are actually in crypto. And then there's only a tiny percentage of people who understand what's going on, who are in crypto. I mean, there's going to be, that's like the opportunity of a lifetime for people who are slightly patient, and also the opportunity of a lifetime for people who see an opportunity to rip people off without getting caught, right? Like there's lots of people out there who do that, and it's been happening for decades and decades, and we're the less maybe emotionally evolved or mature get taken advantage of. Like that's what's been happening. Like you see those things that sell shit all the time to the lowest common denominator, right? Like that's who they market to, right? Because those are the masses, and it's just perpetual. It's the awakening of the mass, like growth of one's personal, journey in life or maturity in life is what we're going through right now, because people can hear other people's points of view. And they never could have done this 20 years ago. You couldn't hear your point of view. I didn't know you. There's no way to talk to you, right? There was no way to meet you, right? I could use a phone, but I wouldn't connect with you because there was no way we would cross paths. And now there's a lot more paths that are being crossed on the internet, whether it's here on YouTube or Instagram.
It's almost like a node. Like it's like almost like a security measure, because like people know the shit you say, bro.
So perfect point. So what do we know about nodes on Ethereum? Is that the number of nodes increases, then the network becomes more secure, right? The network becomes stronger the more nodes there are. And as you think about individuals as nodes, and each one of those is coming in line and they're crossing paths with more and more people on social media and through other relationships that they're building online, there is a distillation of different points of view that force those people to grow. So what is a happening on a collective level is a strengthening of like human consciousness, if you want to call it that, where those people who are just perpetually getting taken advantage of because their emotional intelligence is so like not something that they focused on and just very low. Now,
I mean, their parents loved them and everyone told them everything was just fucking A-okay. No one would ever rob you or steal from you or lie to you. My mom still would tell me that. For real. No, like she, like if I'm like, Mom, I saw someone get shot. She's like, oh, it happens, but no, nothing would ever happen to you, sonny boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like their little like thing because it helps them. But I knew in my heart I had to get dirty. Like I was like, you know, this is not real. I need to see what's going on, whether that's a little in this whole watching people in the community go from reputation having to another genre where they're trying to scam people somewhere else is like it's like the smaller way to do this. Like the Joker kind of Gunther kind of like, I'm going to try and scam you, but not be too off color. Then I'll go over here, try to scam someone else. So, but it's like a node, right? We all know the bad spot. So we're just not going to fuck with it anymore. And it moves on to the smaller portion of the internet, the XRP, the corner of the internet, the red pill world, where they start scamming, dating guys that just got broken up with their girlfriend that are 14. You know, they don't want people to know who they are when they're scamming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
but
know, but not really know.
But it's happening like in live, like we're literally sitting here on YouTube live in front of an audience who is watching and listening. The spread of information is happening faster and faster. People who are watching on YouTube never would have had any idea what took place if we didn't stream that here now and understand what's going on. And the spread of this information is happening faster and faster. So the bad characters are getting exposed faster and faster, right? They're getting exposed faster and faster, which is a good thing, because then the people who are authentically trying to do the right thing, that is able to come through, because the people who are authentically trying.
It punches so hard when you're just like, you know what, I'm giving my life to this. We'll see what happens. It just punches through all that. I'm a fake millionaire. I have all this money, but I'm accepting donations on the side nobody knows about, but I'll never say anything ever would let you know that I accepted thousands of dollars from women just because I had no money and I'm a desperate guy. But they don't want people to know that because they can't be transparent, because they've always made it up. It's always been a make-believe. It's never been their real experience. And I see it all the time with guys on here. They go on stream a lot and it gets them excited. They're like, I got a little of the limelight. I'm like, I'm not looking for limelight, bro. I'm looking for fucking information. Yeah, I've already had limelight. In my eyes, I've had beautiful girlfriends, amazing surfing experiences all over the world. You know what I mean, Sam? Like, I feel like I don't have that hole inside of me where it's like, if you guys like me, it's just going to enhance my life. Like, no, it's just going to make my channel better. And we're just going to learn more. And that's stick to that. Like, thank you, Derek, More Plates, More Dates. Thank you, Sam Stolt. And thank you, Leo Longevity. Those are the three people that I completely subconsciously molded my channel around. The only people I could find on the internet, other than Greg Doucette way, way, way back in the day. But that would be like just like straight. It was never for 1 millisecond in their body could they shill something that they didn't like. It couldn't come out of Sam's fucking mouth, because it would have happened by now. I'd have seen him do it. He can't do it.
I don't want to do it.
He probably wishes he could do it sometimes. You probably wish you had that off button inside of you sometimes. We'd be like, yeah, give me the 20 grand. I'll say whatever. But
yeah,
it's like,
but I can't.
You're too aware. You're too
Yeah.
aware socially. You're like, wait, but what about the empire we're going to build in 10 years?
Correct.
What about the country what about the buildings that we're going to put up? Like,
because I've been saying this for years. Yeah. I don't want to just have a relationship with GRC so I can get, a little bit of money. I want to be able to have a relationship with GRC in 20 and 30 fucking years. And this goes with everybody in my life, right? Because I want to see other people win, but also 100% selfish. GRC is going to build something dope, and maybe we get to do business together. And he's not going to do business with somebody he doesn't trust. Right? And how do you build trust? By doing the right thing for that individual, telling them to go, hey, go across the street.
Well, why you, Sam? Why you? Like, this is a question that I have for you and for introspection and all that stuff. I have fears in my life. My biggest fear in my life, I've kind of figured this out over the last couple of years, ending up with no choice but to be doing drugs, drinking all night, or somehow convincing myself that numbing myself because I see it. So I get worried. I'm like, why them, not me? I have problems with drugs and stuff. I have problems in my head sometimes. Why will I go down that cliff? Well, and I don't think so now. Like I'm getting to the age where I'm like, I think I'm good. Like I think I might be straight. Like, but I watch Sam, I watch Bullish. It's possible. Like it's possible just to be like a nice dude and just fucking work real hard. And it can be fun too, really fun. But what do you think about that, Sam? I'm not God, right? I can't control everything, right? I see not all these people. Why not you? Why aren't you numbing yourself? Why aren't you upset with your life? Like, why us? Like, why do we have perspective? Do you understand what I'm kind of trying to say?
Like, why are we able to get?
Like, why aren't you scamming me, bro?
Because I wanted to. One of the things that I saw when I was a teenager, and I was like, I want to build something that like where you can do the right thing. And I was telling people this and my siblings, like, I want to build something where it's gigantic, but you can also treat people right. Because like you have this notion that you have to treat people poorly or take advantage of people in order to be successful from a financial point of view. And that's so fucking wrong. And
no, it's actually the polar opposite.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It is. Correct. But that doesn't mean you're flat, you're necessarily flattery or just talking bullshit. You have those difficult conversations. To be brutally effing honest.
Your mic's in,
right? If I'm doing that conference, my internet
just the last 10 seconds. Just the last 10 seconds. And
the idea is that you have to be brutally honest with yourself about everything in life, right? You're the one in charge. Nobody else is in charge. Your family, your siblings, like yes, they're there and you can trust them to a certain point, but the only person you can really trust to show up in your life every day is looking back at you in the mirror every day. Some point your parents are going to be on. Some point your siblings are going to be on. Some point your wife, girlfriend, etc. is going to be gone. The only person that's going to show up for you is you, looking back in the mirror every day. So take care of your shit and be brutally honest with whatever it is that you need to take care of and move forward, right? Because my girlfriend's amazing, right? At some point she's probably going to be gone. She's going to die. I'm going to die if we were last that long. Maybe she decides to go a different direction completely. Cool. I need to figure out my shit for myself.
Right? You got to keep your side of the street clean as a whistle. Like her street can look like whatever that you guys are just, like you're deciding to be together for whatever reasons you decide. But her side of the street is her side of the street. You're not in her brain morally, but there has to be trust. And trust is built over time. Over time. Not because Gunther said that he bought with a credit card for $50 and then wants everyone to think he's God because of an investment in a doxed wallet. And then it's not like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just, we have to be realistic and real just about everything. Stop faking it. Stop being a phony. I'm not watching all the streams with those guys that are hating on me about shit because I don't care. I fucking do not care. I call them out. More viewers come in. I never talk to them again. It's just because fuck that shit. I'm talking about groundbreaking technology every single day. I will not be belittled by shit. And it's just annoying, Sam. I want people just to understand. You went to prison. I had a bunch of trouble. We probably at a time in our life thought, this might not work out. There was I know it for every man at a young age. You're just thinking, man, everyone has a life. I'm not, who the fuck? I'm in jail now. Like someone could stab me up in this bitch. I could, how fast Sam could catch a charge in jail? If 3 guys started fucking with him and he was like, go time. He can't stop himself. They know that. Those 3 guys know that. Sam knows that. But that's like, and then you realize like, oh shit, I need to not do this shit at all. Like you play within the rule book to not get arrested because guys like you, I see it all the time. They not like you, but like guys, they get wrapped up, go to prison, catch a charge in prison, life over. Life over forever.
And that could happen.
And I was 18, 19 when I went to jail.
And you were probably fucking ignorant too, like a little bit. Like you were probably a little bit, every 18, 19.
Yeah. You're 18, 19. You're fucking stupid as fuck.
You're like, I'll kill someone. I'm scared. I'll do something crazy. I hate my life anyway. Like you're just like kind of like crazy. You're like my parent. You're confused. You're all in this stuff. I'm in jail now. Everyone's calling you a bad person. Am I a bad person? All this stuff. But really, at the end of the day, it's like who shows up every day? Who's going to decide to show up every day and take responsibility for everything in their life? And you see with the pulsecon crew, you see with all these fucking phonies, every day they fail. Every day they do the wrong thing. And if you give them $1 million, they'll find a way to make that $0. It's weird. It's weird, but some people cannot. God does not give you the ability to have a certain amount of money if you're not in the mindset to carry that money with respect and emotional fitness, because that's what it that's why it's a game. It's a game. It's just like RuneScape. It's just like Call of Duty. It's just like life. It's just like crypto. 5% of people will win with emotional fitness and experience and positive framing. And the 95% of people will listen to Joker and lose all their money. And it's so sickening to me. And I see why Richard's so passionate about some of this stuff. It's frustrating, frankly.
Because the people who are making the decisions that, harm themselves in the future are sometimes like in a cloud of self-pity and just wallowing in their own sorrow, whether that is taking drugs or playing video games or whatever the case is. That when you think of being in fog, like the whole room is foggy, I can't see the door, and metaphorically the door is 2 weeks or 2 months or 6 years or 20 years down the road. And to see further down the road, you have to remove the fog so you can think more clearly. And a lot of these things fuck people up horribly. So I'm actually very, very excited about like the future of like a lot of stuff in humanity, because I see a lot of positive. Yes, there's a shitload of negative stuff that's getting exposed. Look at our government. Like, what a fucking joke, right?
Oh,
But
even my parents are starting to feel that shit.
Finally, your mom, bro.
Dude, my dad looked me in the face. We had breakfast this morning, and he was picking up his car because I got my car back and I had his in my parking lot. And he was like, dude, I heard you talking about LP and shit. And I was like, yeah, you could just earn fees while you chill on the sideways market, but it's not for, I was like, he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, you got to understand this decentralized immutable piece. Like there's no middleman up in there. Like no one's taking your money. You're just earning fees and blah, blah, blah. So I was teaching him some of the concepts, and then he was just looked at me and he's like talking about Ethereum, and he's like, what's Pulse Chain? And I was like, Ethereum, those fees you paid when you bought Hex that you didn't like? He was like, yeah, that just sucked. I was like, no more. Richard didn't like it either. And he's like, Richard, he was right with me. Like he was like, oh, smart move. But because again, my dad's a smart guy, but just like everyone, it takes a roundabout nuanced knowledge to get there. I said, just stick with me for a couple weeks, man. Just a couple weeks. Like it'll all start clicking. And then he wants to he's like, I want to get set up. Like he has some, but he wants to get set up. Like he wants to get set up, like, and because he just says, well, if there's a 50% dip from here, that could be a crazy deal. And I was like, yes, sir.
It's already a crazy deal.
Well, no, I was telling him that, but all the plebs love to play right now is not the time. But I told him, dude, be ready, just be prepared. Even if it goes up from here, you're good, man. Like you already have.
You put $1,000 a week or whatever his prerogative is a month or something like that, and he'll be set.
And then he looked at me and he was just like, I don't know what but lately he's been like, I just want to travel. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, dude. Like it's like that, legit. Like my dad's made a fuck ton of money for a long time, but working like crazy though.
You could solve this for him and solve the financial or just increase the financial thing. So if you next time you talk to him or have a conversation with him, talk to him about the traveling, what he wants. If he wants to travel and wants to do that type of thing, you can be like, fucking awesome, Dad, you should do this. I can help you set it up so that the business is automated, working for you while you're not here. And I'm not working in the business. It's not going to happen overnight,
Yeah, it won't. But as they understand, because he was even talking to my mom, and he was like, "Yeah, we got to get like all these customers are asking us for this payment and that payment because he has so many customers, so they ask him shit, and but they're not even like on Venmo and shit. So it's like they kind of are. But again, I just want to show them they're starting to trust me. They're starting to realize that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm actually studying all day long. And there's a lot of people that watch this show that have a lot more money than me that watch this show because I study all day long. And I am locked and loaded 24/7. I'd give my life. If someone said you can't leave this, either you can't leave this room for a year or you have to stop what you're doing, I'd say, just give me some food. I'll work out right fucking there. I'll sleep right there.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck. Like there's nothing inside because this is where I'm at in my life. And you could say whatever you want, you 40-year-old fatties, about how much money I got. Bro, I could run laps around you in any field, any day, all day long. I've accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish with $0 in a basement in the sticks. Like girls, all that shit. It's not what's important. What's important is putting out work that is intellectually stimulating and important to get across valuable things that can save people's lives. None of this horse shit. I'm done with it, and I don't like it. And I think me and Sam are just going to continue to, other than these one-off episodes where, like, obviously the whole PulseCon got nuked, so kind of was a little bit of news. But real quick before I let Sam go one more time, guys, we're rearing up on 200 retweets. I'm at 200 retweets. I need 250 retweets. And then Silver's coming on, and maybe we can get him to dive into that PulseCon chain analysis. If we're going to be on topic anyway, let's stay away from the politics. Why don't we go onto the chain? Check out some of these Pulse chain interactions. Hey, crypto's on chain. My bad. I didn't make the rules. Let's check it out. No names included. But Mintra, $400,000 donation. Is that nuked? Pray for Mintra. I hope that they're okay. I hope that they can survive that. I'm not saying I don't know shit about their money situation, but $400,000. Gerardo is a young man with so much talent, and I hope that we could support him when Pulse Chain comes out. I just there's a $400,000. Dude's like 22. He's a co-founder. Like
wow,
he's
wow,
like
that's
fucking
amazing.
a child. Like, and I'm a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Go over there and retweet that out. When we get to 250, Silver said that he would be coming on the show, I believe. So that'll be awesome. Go over there, Twitter, retweet that out. Any last words?
Cover tomorrow? What do you want to cover tomorrow? What's on your mind? I know we had to skip on shit, but just give me a little promo for tomorrow so I can I'd like to have a show that
there's some. I like all the shows.
Come on.
Some are better than others, but I like them all. There's some stuff with Tornado Cash that we'd like to talk about. Probably not a ton, but we could talk about anonymity and some other ways that you could potentially, cover. Right? The hypocrisy of the government is fucking ridiculous. Like, where did that $40 billion go you sent to Ukraine? Can we track that shit? But you want to track every single fucking move I do in crypto? F off, right? Like the hypocrisy is ridiculous. So I'd like to talk about that a little bit, and maybe some other ways to, obfuscate, the transactions that you're doing in crypto.
And I think Silver might. I got a couple guys that I need. Oh shit! I gotta not forget about that. Me and Kool-Aid were talking early this morning. He's got to have a word with you before any huge price move because he's been watching the show and he says he has some great insight on LP when there's a little bit more price movement on the upside.
Okay.
Because he was saying, like, I can assume some roadblocks you guys are coming to on the exit.
Yeah.
And Sam would be the first one to admit, like, he hasn't had too much exit complete action. So on this price movement, Sam's not an idiot. He understands impermanent loss. He's not scared of it in a sideways market. But we both understand, like, you want to make major gains. So it is important. I can't wait to learn about, like, exiting some of those positions and riding those altcoins and then flowing it right back when the market settles down and you can catch a beat. And again, guys, this is why I'm going to have to do a private group at some point. Cause like I'm not willing to sit up here and tell people to do shit that I'm doing. I'm a study freak. I like to get on the nuance. I like to get on the outside. So I'm learning this shit, but it's goddamn Uniswap. Vitalik, boom, knocked it out of the park real quick. Just to remind everyone where we are in the market. Richard was on live yesterday.
Well, when those guys get washed out. I want to see Michael Saylor sweat. I want to see more people liquidated. I still think there's some exchanges that are insolvent that they haven't collapsed publicly yet.
You're saying Michael Saylor, you want to see him sweat?
I mean, I would like to see him get liquidated, really, but I don't think he took on enough leverage to do that. Like, he took on some leverage. He can get hurt pretty good, but he's probably going to be able to withhold and like hold a lot of the stuff.
You ever met Saylor?
No, he's got me blocked. Everyone's got me blocked.
Blocked?
Yeah.
Why would he be blocked?
Because I get people to sell his shit coin to buy a better coin. So if I have my way,
shit coin is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, this noob that said Bitcoin was going to fail in 2013, he tweeted in 2013 that Bitcoin was going to fail like online gaming, and he never deleted it. Yeah, he never deleted it. So, when's the bottom?
Guys, that audio was choppy. Everyone have a great day. Sam, I'll be texting you, chatting with you. Guys, have an amazing day. Crypto in the morning.
You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking no blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making it stay. Got me some hedron, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Ryder sent me to show you the way. Crypto in the morning. 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 Crypto in the morning.
Oopsie.